Dear students, in this session we will see about the gyroscopes which will be in your dynamics of machines. So before going to this gyroscope and what do you mean by this gyroscopic couple, we will first know what do you mean by an active force. See, when a body moves in a curved path, what happens? That body may have a uniform linear velocity, but irrespective of to this linear velocity, it would be acted upon by some centripetal acceleration. Okay, so when you multiply with the mass, it will become centripetal force. Okay, that has to be applied externally over the body so that it moves along the required curved path. Otherwise, it will slip. That means that when it takes a curve motion, then it should have a balancing force. So that force is nothing but a centripetal force. So this external force applied is known as an active force. Okay, so this force is we called as an active force and reactive force. Say when a body itself is moving with uniform linear velocity along a circular path, for example, then it would be subjected to generally a centrifugal force radially outwards. So that centripetal force would be radially inwards, it would be radially outwards. So this force is called as, this centrifugal force is called as a reactive force. So this action of the reactive or centrifugal force is to tilt or move the body along the radially outward direction. So that is what, when you want to make a curved path, so you need to move the body radially outward, right? So that it takes the curved motion, or it will have some angular displacement. Generally, this centrifugal force is equal in magnitude to centripetal force, but only the thing is it acts against each other, so opposite in direction. And coming to there is the preliminary part of your gyroscopic couple or gyroscope, and we need to know about various axes. See, this is a simple this is a simple instrument which we can define the various axes. Here, see, this is a disc which is rotating about the vertical axis, called this axle, or we can call this axis as a spin axis. And here we are giving some input in this direction. Okay, whereas we will get the output in this direction. So because of the rotation of this disc, this rectangular frame, it should not fall, okay, up and down. So this is what the main thing. So this gyroscopic inertia prevents a spinning top from falling sideways. So it would be rotating at a constant speed, or in a constant direction about a certain axis, but it will maintain its the inertia, or will not move sideways. Okay, so it will keep its motion constant and secure. And when you talk about this precessional angular motion, say suppose you take an axis OX, so a disc is rotating about this axis, and when the direction of this axis or the disc is in revolution, and also it is also moving angularly to an angle, say del theta, for a time c del t, and then the angular velocity would be defined by d theta by dt. Okay, so the angular velocity of the axis of the spin, or we can call it as angular velocity of precession, so which we can denote it as omega p. And this d theta by dt is the angular velocity of the axis of spin about a certain axis, which is perpendicular to the plane in which the axis of spin is going to rotate. So this is what, so generally this rotation will be perpendicular to certain axis. So the axis about which the axis of spin is to turn is known as angle of axis of precession, that is a new axis of spin, and the Angular motion of the axis of spin about the axis of pressure is known as precessional angular motion. And this is about the gyroscopic acceleration. We will see in the next class.